and then I saw you. I'm like,
True story.
I know.
True story. When people hear of me, they expect to see a giant, a tall guy, probably 6'4" or 6'3" or 6'2", a big guy.
Yeah.
And then they see me in real life and like, is that you?
Yeah, I know.
Is that the Isaac Dogbe we've been hearing about?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, let me actually start off by congratulating you.
Thank you.
For how far you have come, and it goes without saying that you're a champion, and so God bless you. Keep on winning. Yeah.
Amen.
Great. So I probably will start off with Neho.
Neho.
What's that?
Neho. It means to keep on moving forward.
Okay.
It means when the going gets tough, you have to keep on moving. It means that we have whatever is being is causing adversity ahead of you. You have to take it out of the way and go through. You have to uproot it. Okay. So we say that God has given us a never failing excellence, that through hope we shall overcome.
Okay, that makes it an acronym, right?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not the Ever Neho, or it's still the Ever Neho.
It's still the same
but
thing.
You have found an acronym for it.
Yes.
Okay, can you say that again? It's what?
A never failing excellence, that through hope we shall overcome.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Well, so you can write it down somewhere. That's Isaac Dogbe for you, right? So, why boxing?
I ask myself this question every time.
for your stature, you could have been a footballer, perhaps. You could dribble like that. But what necessitated the
perhaps
the
in
choice
Ghana?
of sports?
Perhaps in Ghana could have been a very good footballer. But over in the UK, most of the guys are tall.
Okay.
Back in the time that, now you get a few average size and stuff like that. But majority of them, when you are tall, you have a higher chance of being,
I see.
in the better team. But I guess, God has given each and everyone unique talents, and it takes someone to discover it. If you are not able to discover it yourself, it takes somebody to discover, and I guess that's what happened to me.
I see. So I tried to follow your profile, and I noticed that you actually were in Ghana till you were 8 years. Is that right?
Roughly, I believe.
So you grew up here?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah. Kumasi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
23?
Miti cheaper.
Oh, I see.
Kote Diako.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, at the age of 8, when you had to move to the UK, how was the feeling? Or why did you even go to the UK, if I may ask?
Well, to join my parents. And it was also like, when you're young, all you think about, you see all the, back in those days, we used to have these calendars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have like, the beautiful pictures, the lights and everything else. You see the bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, in New York, and all the lights and things.
Yeah.
But all those things were like, there are pictures that were shot at night, so it looks so beautiful and so like glittering.
Yeah.
So as a young person, you just be like, one day I'm going to go to a butchery.
Definitely.
One day I'll go to a butchery. One day I'll go to a butchery.
Yeah.
So when the time came, and then my father was like, hey, I'm taking you with me to a butchery, blah 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 blah, and everything else. I got them and like, there's no way I saw in the picture.
I know, right?
There's no way I saw in the picture.
Okay.
But hey, listen, it's a blessing. It's
I
a blessing.
see.
Yeah.
So you had to join your parents. That's why you went to the UK.
Yes.
I see. Would you say you had some good formative years here in Ghana? Like you were really grounded, rooted?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I was raised by my grandparents from birth, so I was, when you're being raised by older people, you have that you're raised in a certain type of way.
Yeah.
You have that tradition that you feel like, hey, there are certain principles that one must follow.
Mm.
Though I was treated as a king at home,
Really?
but because to me, I was my grandma's last born.
Okay.
So I was treated like a king at home. So it was more or less, it was one of those things where I was still, it gives you that sort of familiar feeling that hey, you know, you have that loving and loving kindness within you as a person. You know, you're not like the other kids.
Yeah.
Really and truly,
Got
you know,
you.
you have a heart. If that makes sense, you know, to be like, oh, you know, I really care about this person, and I'm gonna try and always impress this person. So it just kind of like grows with you. So I was really, really deep rooted in Ghana before I left.
So let's talk about your Christian roots. Did you become a stand Christian or a Christian in Ghana or when you went to the UK?
When I was in Ghana, you know, listen, when some of my families, well, they believe in traditions that, you know what, God is the overall boss.
I know.
However, God too has made some things that, you know what, people have to follow. You know, they say that you have tribe this, tribe that. They call it what, Asona, this, then all these things.
Yeah.
So one must do this and one must do that. You know, and everything else is under God. But you know, when my father came and he brought me back on his side of the family, I got baptized. That's when I got baptized into the ARS. You know, and I've always felt different, you know, that hey, despite everything that goes on, you know, we're always Christians anyway. We used to go to church, but just that me as a young person, I like going to church because they'll give me money. They'll give me money.
How is that?
Well, they'll give you collection, right?
Okay.
So it gives you a chance to get money, and also, you know, you half it, you know, you put some in there, you keep some after church, you go and buy ice creams and things like that. But I mean, it was, you know, I believe that all that was just like passing time.
Yeah.
You know, but I was really deep rooted in my in my Christian life even before I went to the UK.
And when you went to the Queensland, okay, perhaps now the Kingsland.
Yeah.
When you went there, what did anything shake your faith? Because I assume you're still a stand Christian as I follow you. You know, would you say it's been easy on that journey, or you had some wild decisions to take?
Well, not really. I believe that, like, when you're born in something, it doesn't really leave you. You know, I've always felt that God is watching over me, and God has always had His hand, you know, in my life. You know, from birth. So from childhood, I don't know how it happened, but for some reason, my grandfather will always tell us about Bible stories.
Okay.
Tell us about hell and heaven and everything else. So when you're growing up, that thing is already within you as a person. He tells you that, listen, you treat somebody as you would want to be treated. You know, you love everyone else, you do this and you do that. And, you know, it's a thing where you grow with it.
Right.
You grow with it. And, you know, as time goes on, you start to learn more about the gospel, you know, and not just what is being preached, because now it's more or less like everybody talks about, they don't talk about the deeper things in the gospel. It's rather about, hey, it's your year of manifestation, it's your year of prosperity, it's your year of abundance increase, you know, but they don't tell you that, listen, change your ways from stealing, change your ways from sexual sins, change your ways from this, change your ways from that, you know, because as I'm growing up, the way I read the Bible and my understanding of the Bible isn't the same as I did when I was younger. I'm having a more deeper understanding of it now than I did before.
Right.
And I do believe that in a few years to come, when I do read it again, I'll have a different understanding then than what I have now.
I got you.
You know, so you come to a realization that, look, before you pray that, oh God, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I want this, everything once. But now it's more or less like, oh God, I thank you for what I have. Help me to live the way you want me to live.
Right.
You know, and you read the Bible and you read the Bible, and it just constantly reminds you that, it's like everything that's happening now has happened before.
Right.
We are like the Israelites walking through the wilderness. We have God now, and God is telling us, my people, my children, take me as your God. Love me and do the things that I want you to do.
Wow.
Don't worship idols. Don't do this. Don't do that. Carefully obey my teachings, my laws, and my commands. That way, you will inherit blessings, long life and prosperity. The land I'm taking you in is a land full of milk and honey. But when you go there, don't go and practice the sinful things those people are doing.
Right.
Don't worship their idols. Don't do the wrong things they're doing. Follow me and listen to me. Listen to my voice.
Wow.
Eventually, they go. One or two things may happen. They change their ways. They think that, okay, let's do our own thing now. The one thing I learned is that, look, if you've been given instructions to do something, stick to that instruction, even if you've completed the mission. Still wait. For some people, they feel like, okay, I'm not hearing from God, so I'm going to do the next thing. So even though they haven't heard the next instructions. Wow. So you stay to that same place until you hear the next instructions, because God is a God of time. Every time your patience will be tested. And if you don't have that patience, it will lead, you can be led into doing some crazy things that eventually it's not gonna go great for you.
Wow, you're preaching good. It kind of sounds like when all is said and done with boxing, you're gonna be a pastor.
Now, we're in the Lord's hands.
I know I'm going to ask you about boxing into detail, though, but let me just chip in this. Now that you've said all of these, would you say these principles of your Christian faith has really helped you in your boxing career?
Of course, most definitely. Because look, like I said earlier on, you treat each other as you want to be treated. That's what the gospel says. Boxing, I know that it's not a righteous sport,
now you want to tell me about that?
It's not a righteous sport because, like, every job, every job isn't a righteous job, But if you have your principles with you, you cannot allow what people do affect the way you are. And this I tell people all the time: just because you are a good person and someone has treated you badly, it doesn't mean that you should let that person change the good that's in you to be something different.
Right.
Be that good person. Be your authentic self. Block the person out of your life. Delete the person out of your life. Put that thing out of your life with that person. But remain the good person that you are, because that's how God made you to be. So you don't need to change from being a good person. If you're a bad person, then you need to change from being a bad person to a good person.
Most definitely.
But aside that, be the good person, because that is your blessing. If God has given you that gift to be good to people, continue to be good to people.
Right.
But if somebody fails you, forget about that person and move on to the next person and be good to that person.
Great. Do you feel the punch when it's directed at your face? Do you feel the pain?
Not that instant. A few days after.
So now my question is: people who go into boxing, like really, now let's go. Why did you choose boxing?
I didn't choose boxing.
Okay.
Boxing was sort of like chosen for me, and for me in the beginning it was more or less like it took a lot of convincing for me to actually get into it. And it was like, okay, I'm doing it to prove something. And eventually I got in too deep to just back out of it. And I just grew up enjoying it.
You want to tell me what you were trying to prove?
That I wasn't scared.
Oh.
And I think what made that turning point was the fact that I'm always going to remember this thing. Now listen, when you box and you go pro, you'll be so successful that you'll be able to look after all your family. You'll be able to provide anything, build houses for your families, your mother, your grandmother. But my grandmother was mentioned first, and I think that was a turning point, and it just changed everything.
Oh, really?
I woke up one day and I woke up and I was like, okay, I'll do it, just to prove to you that I'm not scared, and that was it.
And how's the journey been so far?
So far, I would say it's been excellent. You know, it's been life changing. It's been character building.
You want to explain that?
Character building, as in, we've had some bumpy roads. You know, every now and then, you are going, you hit, something, you dip a little bit, and then those are your character building moments.
Okay.
And then you pick up again, you start going again, and then another dip. But God has been very instrumental. It's not just about the boxing. It's also about teaching us life, because that's how life is.
Okay.
That's how the Israelites walked from the wilderness. 40 years, something that could have taken a very short while, for them to get from, Egypt to Canaan. But it took them 40 years just wandering around.
Wow. At what point in your life did you realize that this was it? I mean, I know that you wanted to prove that you were not afraid, but at what point did you notice that, man, I'm going to be a champion?
From the beginning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from the beginning. Because one thing I've always believed is that God has given us everything, and if you do your bit, if you do the little that you can, God will push you to do the rest. So it's always been like, okay, let me put myself there. Let me put myself in a situation. Let me try in my little ways that I can. And I always believe that God is going to take me, is going to take me the whole way.
As a Christian, how do you approach any bout?
I don't look at the bad things that comes of it, even though you pray against those things. But always I pray to God to grant me victory. I call on God during my training, even sparring sessions, because anything can happen. Your life can be altered in an instant. So you pray for protection first and foremost. And I ask God to grant me victory, knockout victory. And, I tell God to protect us all, both myself and my opponent.
Oh, really?
So that afterwards we can return to our families,
Okay.
And because, listen, in the end, we are all humans, we are all people. We have family and loved ones, So if the unfortunate thing happened, that means your life will be altered for the rest of your life. And so we pray against those things and we ask God for favor. And,
wow.
Yeah.
When you get to those low moments, perhaps when you are defeated in a bout, do you blame God?
I don't.
Okay.
I do ask why though. I said, God, why? I've worked like this. I did all the work.
Okay.
I put it on the work. Why? But those are the moments that you have to really, it's one of those character building moments.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, so you have to really get down within yourself, re-examine yourself, re-examine everything that you do.
Right.
And you ask, the whys, you find the answers to your whys. But it's not, now everything is changed. I don't ask why. I just say that, God, I thank you that you got me out safely.
Right.
So guide me to come back stronger and better.
Right.
That the things that I did that are not right, help me to correct them. And we take it.
Do you pray to select your opponents?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I pray for the big opportunities out there, because I want to be in a better position, and to be a champion, and not just a champion, but like a champion in life and a champion in the ring as well. So it's not about praying that, oh God, I want this one. This one is easy. No, it's about, God, if this person has a title, obviously I'm going to pray that, God, let me get that title from this person. But whoever they place in front of me, I say, yeah, why not? God, help me defeat this person, anyone that they put in front of me. So it doesn't really matter because, like I said, anything can change at any instant.
Wow. Boxing is a disciplined game, right?
It is,
You got
very.
it. So there are certain things you don't eat there.
Yes. Certain things I don't eat at certain times.
Okay.
You know, and my favorite word is moderate. Everything you do it in moderation. You know, so if you want to eat, you know, the good things, those are the sweet things. You eat them in moderation.
Moderation.
Yes, sir.
I see. It kind of feels like a health conscious sports, right?
You have to be, you know, because everything that goes into the body, it will be accounted for. If not that instant, as time goes on. You know, that's why fighters will go into training camp.
Okay.
You know, you go in training camp to avoid the certain things, you know, so that you keep your mind focused, you know, your food, people around you, you know, your lifestyle really and truly, you know. So you take that comfortable lifestyle away from you. So then you go and just set your mind on something, on a goal, you know, that, listen, this is what I have ahead of me. So I'm going to plan towards it, train towards it, prepare towards it, and then you go for the mission, you execute the mission.
If you were not boxing, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't boxing, I've been asked this question before, I'd probably be in the military.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've always loved the idea of being structured. You know, so I would have been in the military.
You certainly would not be boxing forever. So when you go on retirement, what would you do?
I'll be looking after my children and be doing the Lord's work.
I know, right? Okay, well, there you go. Breaking news. He's going to be a pastor. Wow. Who are those who have inspired you in the boxing arena? And I'm looking at Ghanaian boxers, if you have any.
Oh, of course. All the great boxers. Yeah, when you speak of Ghanaian boxers, you speak of Azuma Nelson. You know, not just Ghana, but even in the whole world.
Yeah.
You know, the whole of Africa. Azuma Nelson is a standout. I believe that God blessed him so much that, you know, such a talent that to this day, you know, his achievements cannot be compared to any other fighter, you know, in Africa. Ikote, another phenomenal fighter. Joshua Clote, Joseph Agbeko, you know, and Isaac Dogbe.
I like that. Right. And I like the fact that you're giving back. I mean, I met you at Bukom Park. What was that? What were you doing?
You know what? Yeah, I have to apologize because this one may sound like a blackmail, but it wasn't. You know, because I remember I told my auntie that okay, if he wants me to come on his show,
I should show up.
He has to show up at the event.
That was a joy for me to
it was a joy, but
I
was pleased. I was pleased seeing you over there. Anyway.
It was an honor for me.
Oh, thank you.
So that's why you came to Ghana.
Yes. Well, I came to Ghana to spend some time with my family and loved ones, and also to give thanks to God, because before I left, you know, we asked God for victory, and He gave us victory. And also, you have to come back and, you know, thank God for that, and also tell the people that you have arrived, that, you know, what we set out to do, we have accomplished it. So now we are moving on to the next step.
Right.
You know, the project we did just the other day, it was a joint partnership with Niche Coco. You know, it just goes to show that the association with Team Dogbe, Isaac Dogbe, you know, it's always in a good light. We are trying to we are promoting positive, you know, we are promoting Ghana in a positive light. We want boxing to develop, not just boxing per se, but the young men and women out there, you know. Though what we can do it through boxing, because that is our field of expertise. You know, so they coming on board and donating 100,000 to the Ghana Boxing Authorities Development Fund. It was a great achievement, something that I am very, very, very proud of, and I feel very accomplished in that regard. You know, because now it will give the young people a chance, and also other people to keep on training, to keep on being inspired by the sports and stay disciplined, because it's achievable. There's nothing that isn't achievable. You know, and that's a message that we are sending out there, regardless of what community that you're from, where you come from, what your name is, what sex you are. Everything's achievable. You know, you just have to put in the work.
I'm going to put you on the pause, right? Maybe I should ask you this question before I go. When you're going on, your boxing game, or whatever you call it, getting into the ring, right? And you play the song by Bethel Revival Choir. What does it do to you?
You know, that's actually how I learned the Ewe. You know,
really?
through songs.
Okay.
Majority of the way I learned Ewe was through songs. Growing up in Kumasi, it was Chi throughout. We used to do exams in Chi, everything else.
Yeah.
Like, I could speak and write Chi like like a professor.
Like a pro, yeah.
Yeah, and after a while, you forget it a little bit.
Okay.
And then you had to learn another language. So the Ewe, it was through, interacting with people, and also through the songs. When you listen to the words of the song, it's encouraging. You know, it's like it puts you in a moment with that. It's like you are alone with God.
Okay.
You know, and one thing I don't think I've mentioned this to anyone before, but boxing draws me closer to God. It does, because despite you praying for God victory, I want victory, victory, victory. It also puts you in a line that if I do the right thing, God is going to bless me to do the next right. Is going to bless me what I want. You know, so always you're looking to being closer to God. And after a while, when you keep on repeating something over and over and over and over again, it gets stuck over there. You know, so it's a thing where it grants you that strength, you know, because the words in a song psychologically also pumps you up. And that's what it does to me. It keeps me calm, and it keeps my mind thinking, you know, keeps my mind, you know, on the Lord, to tell me that, hey, listen, my son, you know, Isaac, it's all yours. Just go out there and do your best, and let me do the rest.
Well, thanks for sharing that. And I'm also inspired, also knowing that you're selling Ghana over there. Bethel, have you met them? You probably have to sign a check for them one of these days.
Oh, they have to sign a check for me. You know, because I'm promoting them as well, you know, on an international stage. So tell them I'll be coming with my proposals. You know?
Do you fast before you go on the fight? Do you fast like that? That day, do you fast, full fast?
Well, you have to, yeah. And look, I have to say a big thank you to my church members. You know, I'm really, really, really loved. And I thank God for that love that people show me, you know. From my whole life, I felt that way, you know. When I'm going to fight, like, people will fast and pray, you know, for me. And sometimes I ask God, who am I, you know? Like, what have I done to you to deserve this? You know, but you can't really ask God too much questions. Well, you can. But at the same time, you have to ask in a positive way, you know. And I have to thank the ARS members, Prophet Wogbeloho, and the people in Anyako, Wuho, Accra. You know, there are so many branches, you know, in Ghana here, Kumasi as well, Kumasi Asafo, and Central. You know, all these people come together and they pray for me, and everyone in Ghana. You know, there are many churches that I've been to, you know, that sometimes people I know go to these churches and also put a request before God, say that, wow, I have this person that's very, very close to me, and you know, he's got a fight coming up, so pray for him. And you know, but I see over the years, I believe that the one thing I've always believed is that the voice of the people, that is the voice of God. And just yesterday, someone said to me that, listen, you are really, really loved. That everything that you're doing, you have so many people follow you, you know, and that is an act of God.
We love you. Ghana loves you. This one says, go Isaac. Thank you for this, Fifi. Isaac, we love you. Ah, there he goes. This is really interesting. He's a true Christian. Yes, he is. Yeah. Yes, he is. And this one is coming on the way from North Carolina. Auntie Vicky, how you doing? And shouts also from Auntie Doris. Yeah. Okay, so let me read some of the messages. Wow, really enjoying the super interview with my FB brother. I have one question for him. How does he want to be remembered for? And before he starts the fight, how does he call on God? Douglas from DC. I've got just some 2 minutes to do that. So you can just, go through the questions with me and then answer the ones that readily comes to you, right? Asking whether he watches Azuma's fight, especially the difficult ones. If he has, what are you learning from those bouts? Okay, Steve. Yeah. Good morning, if I really like this boxer. He's very respectful and humble. The day I met him, ask him if he's eyeing for a bigger fight in future. God bless and protect him. Papa Hansen from Latha Equia Pim. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to pause here probably and let me have you answer the ones you feel ready to answer before we wrap it up.
I think there's one else. I think the first one, he asked about how I call on God and another thing.
Yeah, how you call on God before you go into the bout, or what you want to be remembered for.
Or what I want to be remembered for. I want to be remembered. What I want to be remembered for is that I'm just like every other person. You know, I'm not the tallest in size, the biggest in size, but in all things, I stay true to myself. I go on my knees and I pray to God to help me to achieve what I want to accomplish. And for that, I want them to remember that I'm no different to anybody else. So everybody can achieve anything that they want. All they need to do is just keep their mind. They keep their mind steady, stay true to themselves, and work towards it. And the Lord will open a way for them. Right.
Are you on social media? Do you want us to follow you? Are you interactive?
Yes. I'm on Instagram, Isaac Brave Son, all one word. Twitter, at Isaac Dogbe, and Facebook, I believe, is Isaac Royal Storm Dogbe. But I think that one I've exceeded the limit. So you can follow me on my page at Neho, Neho.
What is your next fight?
My next fight, God willing, will be December or November.
Okay.
In the latter parts of November and the earlier parts of December. So we're looking forward.
You know who you're fighting with?
It's still in negotiations. My coaches are calling me to come back. My promoters are calling me to come back to America. So we are, getting ready for that.
I see. Well, we wish you all the best, though. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? I didn't ask you. I've got the next minute to do that.
Thank you so much, and I also love to say a big thank you to Niche Cocoa Ghana Limited, Niche chocolate drink. If you haven't tried it, try and get yourself a bottle. And also would love to say a big thank you to Nalam Clothing, because they've been amazing. They are the people that keeps me in keep me looking smart in my Ghana outfits. Right. And also Rapid Rentals, if you are in the DMV area, make sure you hit them up. Great vehicle services, and for your commute, if you're on holiday, make sure you check them out, rapidrentals.net. And also don't forget Tres Grandeur. They are also a company, a grooming company for men and women.
Right. I'm going to send you the invoice right after here.
Uncle Fee, let me speak to my lawyer first before you do that.
It's been such an honor hosting you. God bless you for coming to share your faith with us, and we pray for success for you. That you'll be a world champion. Amen. And Ghana will be proud of you. Thank you so very much for this honor.
God bless you.
All right, people, this is how we're going to end for today. I trust you've been